on behalf of the company, she might be willing to. That's out of the question. Dragan swung back to face him. I don't have time, and I don't owe the woman a personal apology. When's the court date? A week from today. Since Miss Randall worked out of our Alaska office, the civil trial's being held in Anchorage, there's still time for you to— I said no. Just handle it. That's what you and your associates are paid for. If you can't do your jobs— Dragan let the implied threat hang on the air. That will be all, for now. Yes, Mr. Markovic, we'll do our best. Clutching his paperwork, the lawyer actually backed out of the office. As the door clicked shut, Dragan turned toward the window again. Muttering a few choice curses in his native Croatian, he gazed into the gathering fog. For 2 cents, he'd fire the whole hotshot legal team and hire one seasoned attorney who knew how to work the system. As it was, the melancholy wail of a foghorn echoed through the glass. Reminding himself that he was wasting time, Dragan returned to his desk, switched on his computer, and brought up Tessa Randall's archived personnel file. He hadn't bothered to read it earlier. But now that his legal team seemed to be stalled, maybe it was time he took a look. Her photo showed a tousled redhead, surprisingly pretty, with challenging hazel eyes. Even on paper, the woman looked damn sexy. Her marital status was listed as single, with no indication of a marriage or divorce in her 6 years with the company. Since she'd become pregnant, there had to be a story behind that. A story that wasn't mentioned in her file. What the file did contain was a stack of sterling performance reviews. Not only did Miss Randall speak fluent Japanese, but she was highly valued as a contract negotiator. With so much trans-Pacific cargo, chiefly lumber, steel, and other building supplies, going to Japan, she wouldn't have been an easy employee to replace. Intrigued, Dragan read the rest of the file. There were no details about her dismissal, only the date. That was a puzzle. Could part of the record have been deleted? The last entry showed a current address in Bellingham, Washington, a college town across the Sound from Seattle. Wherever she was living now, she'd have to show up in Anchorage for the trial. The question was, did he care enough to clear his calendar to be there too? Dragan closed the file and switched off the computer. He hoped his legal team could handle what he'd once viewed as a simple settlement issue. But he could feel himself being sucked into the drama. Facing Miss Tessa Randall, in or out of court, might be the only way to strengthen his case and prevent damage to Trans-Pacific's reputation. But before it could happen, he needed a plan, and a way to find the missing pieces of her story. If he discovered that she'd been wronged, he would do the decent thing, but only on his own terms. Whatever happened, nobody was going to blacken his company's name. Nobody. Bellingham, Washington, 6 days later. This couldn't be happening. Tessa fumbled in her purse for a bottle of ibuprofen, wrenched off the lid, and glanced around the bustling air charter terminal for a drinking fountain. Seeing none, she gulped 2 tablets dry, gagging slightly as they went down. Weeks ago, she'd booked a single seat on the Alaska Airlines flight to Anchorage. Her parents had agreed to watch the twins for a few days while she attended the hearing for her lawsuit. Then her mother had tripped and broken her foot. To make matters worse, Tessa's lawyer, Helen Carmichael, had warned her that if they went for punitive damages, the proceedings could drag on for weeks. Left with no choice except to take her toddler twins with her to Anchorage, Tessa had called the airline and tried to reserve 3 adjoining seats. There were no additional seats available. Helen, a silver-haired marvel of efficiency, had booked a charter